Check this waterfall now. Of course, there's not much water on it here because it doesn't run the whole time. But it's pretty awesome. It's one of those places that's pretty awesome if it's actually been raining and you've had maybe, let's say, 1.5 to 2 inches or whatever that is. Call it. In South Africa, we work with millimeters. If you've maybe had 20 or 30 millimeters. So welcome. We're going to what may either be just the old dam, or we may take it further. There's 4 of us, so it's easy to decide amongst 4 of us if we want to go all the way up to the hut from the old dam, and whether we're happy to turn around at the dam. If we end up going all the way, then this is one of the 2 appeals. Don't underestimate this one, but it's basically nothing compared to the other main one that goes up from the dam up to the hut. So it's a nice workout after about 40 minutes of walk, and just now it's all going to open up and you're not going to have any shade anymore. So I'll show you what I mean a little bit later. I don't know if I've actually recorded any of this part yet, but we're at the level section. Actually pointless well, not pointless, but now I'm just starting to record when we enter this semi-little forest part again, yeah? And the point of this recording was actually to show, which I'll do just now rather, the more open section where you're looking down on the valley and looking up on the opposite side towards the hut. We've actually walked a good, I don't know, maybe 1.5 to 2 kilometers of open, sunny terrain. But we'll get to this little waterfall now. I might record trying to go over it again. Well, not try, we will make it. Climbing through it, over it, down it, up it, etc.
Ek gaan eers my skoene uittrek en al sulke tipe goedes. Ek sal maar
record nou. Ek gaan dit kom haal. Gotta go down here. I have slipped here before. So one just wants to be cautious. Handy having this here.
Okay.
This is more like the section I was talking about earlier, where I don't believe I actually recorded anything yet, where it's open like this and you're looking down to, let's call it the Swartrivier Valley. Swartrivier stands for Black River. You've got the Black River running down at the bottom there, and at least 3 kilometers of open terrain like this now, where there's no forest but fynbos. There is no English word for fynbos, certainly that I know of, but what you see here is all very local. Only this part of South Africa and nowhere else in the world. No other part of South Africa, let alone no other part of the world, with many species that fall under fynbos. I should maybe in future try and put a little bit of emphasis on some examples and go focus slowly onto some of the colorful little fynbos. It's the kind of thing that you only really notice when you're walking in the mountain, that you won't necessarily notice when you're actually in town and the whole mountain basically looks green. So we've got another, I don't know, my guess is 2 kilometers maximum. Some people are nuts when you just use the word max. Like my grandfather and my grandmother, it's not me and you, it's you and I. Why am I talking about that on this video? Anyway, we'll be at the dam just now. We've reached the dam. Never get tired of this because it always sounds so nice and dramatic with the way it leaks. It's only once so far that I was lucky enough to be here when the sluices were opened. All the sluices were open basically when I arrived, and as quickly as I was arriving, half of them were busy being closed, and it didn't actually take them very long to close them. Like in a matter of a couple of seconds, half of them were closed and the other half remained open. Volkies, so jy net 'n mens moet oppas, ja. Pas op net vir hierdie volkies daar. One can already see, without actually looking at the dam, when you look at the wall, you can see how high it's going to be, because it leaks from the bottom all the way up. If the dam's full, you've got water leaking at the top. If it's, I can tell you now, it's going to be about that high, because the rest from there upwards is dry. But look at the reflection on that. Is that beautiful? What do you think, Elise? It's always a nice high like this. Of course, it goes down, it fills up fairly quickly, but as quickly as it's filled up, it doesn't take very long for it to go empty. Of course, all this water that goes down and leaks through this dam here, including water at the bottom rusted pipe there, all this water goes to Pepsi pools, which runs down. This is the Swart Rivier, directly translated stands for the Black River. This water is perfectly drinkable. It's just nutrients from all the roots and leaves from the mountain that give it this color, but it's perfectly drinkable. Awesome. Activate. The uphill has started, so we've still got quite a way to go there as we systematically go up and around there, and then up with the one after that. As you come down, we've come from there. Now you can't see the dam. I was actually planning on making a little recording that shows how small that dam can look. I may make one just now, because the dam is now stuck right at the bottom there, the dam that we crossed earlier. So yeah, up we go. 3 kilometers of uphill, of course. It's the only 3 kilometers, approximately 3 kilometers. The rest is either level or downhill. It's going to be downhill coming back the same way. It's a shorter route to do the same route back, then going back via the garden route dam. It's misleading. Optical illusion, almost, call it what you like. Some people are under the impression it may be a shorter route to go around, to go and back via the old dam, via the garden route dam, but not to be. So I've certainly encouraged, we have encouraged one or two that we rather come back the same way. Catch you later when the real, more steeperish uphill starts. Probably the sharpest part of the uphill, of the 3 kilometer uphill that stretches from the dam to the hut. Look at this. cross between orange and pink. Awesome, eh? So this is the hardest working part, where endurance pays off to get to the hut, where you're gonna have a beautiful view, and then all downhill and then level from there. So it's only one section of uphill, albeit 3 kilometers. I'll probably have my next recording at the hut. We have just done most of the hard work, come up with there, and now we meet up with this path, this road. Actually, it's not a path, it's a road that used to be used to take things like wood and whatever is needed to the hut, to the Tierkop hut, when it was still in use, and wood would be delivered all the way up here. So sad that they've basically closed it for good. No use for it anymore, or they reckon there's no use, no market I suppose, or they just don't have, Cape Nature just doesn't have the money that Sandbox has in South Africa. You can't even compare the two. Sandbox is of course right throughout the country. They've got funds like you can't believe for things like maintenance, etc, etc. But Cape Nature down here in the Cape Province just does not have that kind of fund. But either way, I still do firmly believe that if this was this area with this hut and so on was closer towards another municipality, something would have been done to try and, let's call it, reactivate it and get it going again. We'll be there just now. Ja. Dit sal verskriklik lekker wees. As daar plek is vir my en vir Milt. We have reached the hut, which has been, I know it's been on more than one video before, but it still remains a milestone to get to it. And the same stories remain about what makes it worth it. You've got shade, suddenly you've got some shade to sit and have your lunch. The inside looks like it's in good condition, and always one of my favorite parts, coming round and you're looking down onto a totally different part of the mountain. Now you're looking down, man, and I love this. I really do. This is meditating to me. Looking down onto the Kaaimans valley. The river down there is the Kaaimans river, and it's got a huge catchment area. Not only does it catch water from here, but if you look carefully, you see the top on the far hand side. Now on the inside of the mountain, you've got a section that goes like that all along the inside. The mountain doesn't carry on like that forever. It goes like that and it walks into another separate valley which runs diagonally and catches up water there as well. We have camped down there before once. I took an entire team down to that hangover and camped there one night. I think I've got it on video. Man, why not come and sleep here one day? One must just bring enough water. And here you've got the most perfect cover here. All the cover you need. The weather comes from that side anyway, so you've got all the cover you need. Imagine then waking up the next morning and you've got that, and you're drinking your first half of your coffee. You go around the hut here, And you say to yourself, well, now we want to go and see town. And you come and stand on this side of the hut, and you're looking down on town and the catchment area of the Black River. Thumbs up for making it here. This was, I wanted to come up and see it again, and it's worth it. I was just telling my colleagues here that this is one part I keep forgetting to record, because when you're actually sitting, you've reached your milestone, you've reached the place where you want to be, and now you're either having a sami or boiled eggs or whatever, and that never gets recorded. That's not like the other ones I see on YouTube. The other ones I see on YouTube, the people often, they show how they quickly making themselves or having their drink or what have you, and I keep forgetting to show that. I hope you don't mind seeing my little sami I'm having, because this is all I've made. It's my little liver spread sami today. Normally I have boiled eggs. Eating it while I'm looking down there, down onto Gorge. Hip hip hooray! Reached the dam again on the way back, so that's a milestone. It's all been downhill since the hut. The hard part has been the easiest part, probably, coming down now. And now from here on we're back to level for the next 6 kilometers is from this dam all the way back home. The leaking dam, Old Gorge Dam, Zwartervier Dam, Black River Dam, whatever you want to call it these days. I'm not going to spend a lot of time at it this time. So now our previous clip here was quite longish, I think. But this has actually become immensely popular with the amount of people that come here these days and come and walk on here. There's even one of the signs that have been put up by, I think, the Hillbillies Riding Club or GTR Trail Running, one of the two. They put up a sign and now it's gone. The sign used to be here, I think. You hear the water running through the bottom there. I want to be the person who comes and opens the sluices here whenever the time comes. Nice to know we're not losing that water at least. So from here on, it's all level pebble. Good news. We have made it back. We have made it back to the waterworks. So thanks for joining. We've just gone through about 3 kilometers of the forest, close to our starting point. We walk home from here because I live basically around the corners. Anyway, you saw it all today. You saw the old dam, you saw that hut, and a nice little group of us. So once again, you saw the terrain around there in the mountain. You saw how green it was, how wet some of the places are, or basically how wet the entire mountain is. So thanks again for joining. We'll still see what happens next week. Might go somewhere. Maybe I'll skip a week one day and see if there's something else going, perhaps, and not necessarily go for a walk. I don't know, but many days between now and next weekend, and we'll see as time flies. Click on subscribe, please. Click that like button at the bottom, that helps a lot, and leave comments if it's possible for you. But until then, all of the best. Cheers.